Whoa, 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 Merry Christmas. It is Wulzy here, back with another building video on the High Spirits series. I want to finish this level today. I'm gonna break the fourth wall and tell you that I am indeed recording this on Christmas Eve, not Christmas Day. I am spending Christmas with my family. I am not playing Geometry Dash and recording a video instead. We're back with High Spirits. Now, I'm not gonna be balancing or changing anything to do with the gameplay in this video. I'm gonna be doing that on stream. God damn, this looks ridiculous. I'm just gonna be tweaking certain areas of the level, making it feel more complete, more whole. Now, you've probably clocked that I'm using a new mic. Yes, this is an Elgato Wave 1. It's popping. I mean, it's not popping because I've got a pop filter, but this ship definitely needs a bit of work with that toggle orb and the transition in, maybe even the transition out. I noticed there's a default saw there, and it's just kind of awkward how it works. I also want to fill the gap in between the robot and the wave right here when you hit the pad and go up, because I think that's a bit strange. This part should all be fine. Maybe I'll fix a couple of things here, because that transition isn't exactly the cleanest. I just need to fix the empty spots to make them still empty, but not as empty, because that's what I want this level to be. I also need block design in this part and some extra things to fill in the gaps. I need to design the saws. There's still a lot left to do, even though the level's pretty much done at this point. I should probably optimize this level, by the way, because this wave part is making me drop hella frames. I'm on 240 right now, when I should be on 288. But then again, I do want to keep a lot of things to stream, so I'm not just like streaming for 10 minutes and it's one and done. So maybe the optimization can come later, because it doesn't really matter for this video. I'd rather make progress rather than like stripping back the level. But yeah, first things first, I need to finish off this part. This is the most important thing to do first. These saws are on layer B3 and 1. So on top, on B3 and 2, I'm going to slip on some low opacity black glow. Well, actually, all of the black in this section pulses to different colors, as you can see. So it looks pretty cool on the saw as it is, but I want more detail on top. I'm going to be using triangles for the majority of the decoration on the saws, and this is going to be on color channel 13, which is just white. Above that glow, so it needs to be on B3 and 3 on the Z order. And I'm going to give it a group. Just shift it into place like that. Now, it doesn't make much sense at the moment, but once it's on a lot more saws, it will make sense. It's scaled up to 1.5 on the big ones. These are the moments where I wish I'd added this decoration before I copy-pasted and half-spaced all of these saws. Now, I've set out the green line so I can tell exactly where the player goes, and I'm going to spread these out just a little bit more because there's not too many of these. I kind of want to incorporate them more. So the strat here is to put in all of the big saws first, then the slightly bigger ones, and then finally the mini ones. Now, it may seem a bit ridiculous to add so many saws into the level, but once I get the triangle thing going with the plan I have in mind, I think it's going to be quite cool. I don't think my idea would be as effective with very few saws. Alright, let's see how our brand new saws look in this UFO part and onwards. I kind of like them. This white on them kind of brings in this white pulse as well. Kind of makes it feel in place. Very cool. I don't think there's too many saws. I think there's just the right amount. And then that's the ending right there. Alright, so if you hear in the song right now, there's kind of a sound in the background. I want to replicate that by adding a rotation trigger for group 165, which rotates them 90 degrees on 0 move time. Then as that sound fades out in the song, I'm going to make them slower. So you can see the gap between the rotation triggers gets bigger every time. I've extended the rotation triggers to the beginning of the wave, and I kind of want to use these pulsing arrows on color channel 6, which is the same one as the saws, on B3 and 3, so it sits on top of the blocks. Then we can add some glow that complements that, just like we did before. Now, I don't want to put this on every single object because it would get very repetitive, but I'm just going to spread it around just like I did with the saws. The big one is going first. Boom. There's just a little bit more decoration on the blocks and stuff. I like it. I really like this head spinning feel, you know? I also changed the level to blue at the end. I don't know if you realized. In the last episode, this was originally turning green, but I changed it back to blue because it was too outlandish. I want to test something. On editor layer 3, at the very bottom end of B4, I want to try and put these blocks in a pillar format like so. Low opacity as hell, but also on group 165, so these checkerboards kind of rotate with the music. Ah, you can see them through the saws. That's kind of an issue. My solution to that is to just strategically place them so you can't see them through the saws. There's only 3 of them in place at the moment. I just want to see how they look before I like commit to them. You know what? That actually works as decoration. I love that. And here we go. They are all in place just like that. And that's just some subtle decoration, low opacity. It just kind of blends in with what's going on. It's not foreground or background really. It just kind of slinks in. Honestly, I think I'm going to leave it there for the drop. I kind of want to embrace the emptiness that this has. I want to let the glow do its thing. I don't want to add much more detail because I don't want it to get smudged by any of the other details. And I think the rotation effect kind of speaks for itself. I mean, it's not really an effect, it's more of a display thing. So next on my hit list, I kind of want to add some saws to the beginning, since there are none. And I kind of want to scale down some of those spiky objects there. This was a nice suggestion by someone in the comments. I just kind of want to vary the size of a few of these. I want to keep the copy-pasted look to it. I didn't think that word would ever come out of my mouth, but I kind of like the aesthetic of that. So I just want to tone down the size of some of these at random scales, mainly 75%, but I do want to dabble in a 0.6 here and there, a 0.8. Maybe I could have a few that are really small towards the end. The main motive for this is because some of them overlap each other and it looks kind of awkward, so by scaling some of them down, I can avoid that. It looks a bit tidier, which I like. This transition needs to get gone. I need a title screen in there. I need a transition for the ship section that doesn't just bring the block in like that. It needs to fade on and off, you know, the smooth look. But before that, I do want to sneak in a couple of saw blades that have a 10-degree rotation. Barely anything. There's not much point to these since you can't really hit them, but I'm just making up for a little bit of empty space here and there next to the blocks. You'll notice that I gave them one of the floating, moving things, a group ID, that's what it's called. So it kind of dances around with the rest, you know, it's not just statically there. Alright, portal. Portal, you are getting group 1, invisible. Also invisible, I want to add some little blocks here that sent to you in the dash orb. What layer are these overlays? These are the ones I should be concerned about. T2 and 1 and T3 and 13, jeez. Okay, I know this is silly, but I want to spell out high spirits with triangles like this. There's a H, there's an I. This is coming together actually. High. I'm just going to copy this part of the G to use for the P. I'll copy this part of the H to use for the R. Let me just grab the bottom edge of the P for the T, and I can just extend that crossover. That's a better R than the actual R. Holy moly. No, it's not. No, it's not. Give me that back. Extend the top up a bit, move it along, and then we can probably just move it along like that. Spirit. Then the S can go on the end, and I can probably just center this. I was thinking that the capital S could go like before the kick of the G, but I can just put it right in between the I's like that. Sweet. So let's have a look in an inverted form, black on white instead of white on black. It's not awful. It could be a lot worse. I think the T kind of needs to be straightened up a little bit like that. But other than that, I think I've smashed it. That's all going to pulse. So this needs to be on group 166, which can lock to the X just before this dash orb. Then move towards the player, about 100 on the X backwards for about 5 seconds. So this is going on T3, way up there. 166 should be set to invisible, way back here. Then as the player fades across, it should fade in for about 3 seconds to full opacity. Oh, that looks so cool. And then it can probably like fade off or something, I don't know. Oh, how cool would it be if it faded off right as you hit that yellow pad? So on a 0.1 fade time like that, half space it to the side just so the duration line matches up. Alright, this is my first time seeing it from zero. I really want to see if I've banged it first try. I think there's going to be something that I need to change, like the fade in or the fade out. But here we go, I'm about to see it for the first time in game, pulsing. Oh, that's sick. Oh my god. You get hidden, you get shown. The highest any object in this part goes is B3 and -1, if I'm not mistaken. So on B2 and 1, just above all of the objects in this part, there's going to be a big gradient that covers until you pass over it. Then this is going to smoothly move away and the whole level will be revealed. I think that's enough. It's on group 167. There's going to be a move trigger right about here that moves it 300 on the x-axis. Ease in for about 2 seconds, just like that. So the level's invisible at this point. Apart from that overlay thing, obviously. I kind of forgot to make 167 lock to the x-axis as well. I'm going to set that for about 10 seconds just to be safe. So I've tried a whole bunch of numbers and I've found that moving it 220 to the right on ease in and 2 seconds works the best. Just so you get a nice smooth transition like that. It's like a wipe in a video editing software. Let's not forget to turn it off after it moves off screen, just like that. In fact, I'm going to extend 167's move time to the max, toggle it back on towards the end, just right about here, and then 167 can move back towards the player about 250 blocks on an ease in, 2-second movement. There's just a few things I've got to remember, such as turning this on to don't fade, and also since it's sharing a color channel with something else that's on screen here, I've got to pulse it to white, just like that. Then right here, I can hide the player, select everything in the level, give it a new group 169, and this is going to be toggled at the same spot. So the level's popping, it's popping, you go up, you hit the dash orb, it fades to white. And then, why didn't the player, oh, I toggled off the hide trigger, I'm dumb. Let's try that again, toggle everything off, and then it should just go to white at the end. Sweet, I'm also going to add this cheeky little color trigger at the end. In fact, I'm going to make it 60 seconds, because 99999 was a bit ridiculous. It would take a whole day for you to spot that. So, if you sit here and wait patiently, the level will turn blue. When I made the caved in episode, I remember seeing a couple of comments about how anticlimactic this button press was. So on T1, black blending, group 168, I'm going to pulse this beam. One thing I want to try with this text before I move on to the next part is copy pasting it, moving it down on the Z order by 1, moving it 1 to the right, 1 up, and changing the opacity to half. Then doing the same with group 18 on another copy. There's a few changes to this part. I changed the layering of that beam that pulses on the toggle orb, and I've also changed the structure in towards the end of this flying part. Damn, those spikes do not work properly at all. There we go. They're supposed to just be on black the whole time. And the benefit of using those ground spikes is that the level feels a lot more connected than it was before. It doesn't just extend into the sky, and they kind of guard the portal, making sure you can't just fly past it and cheat. And that right there, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of the High Spirits building series. I'm not going to show the whole level in one go, but I will be streaming the verification on Sunday at 7 PM GMT, and hopefully Viperant is going to upload his footage of this level a couple of hours before so you can get a full showcase before I verify it, build up some hype, blah blah blah. And yeah, as soon as I verify it on Sunday, this level will be published to the servers, and then Monday's video will be the showcase of the level. But yeah, I've had a blast with this building series. I enjoyed making this series more than I did make Build Week. I just think I've done a good job with this level. It's probably the most original thing I've made. I just like building without worrying about the rating standards and making everything feel full, when you can just embrace emptiness and make it look nice still. And also, I was using Discord Rich Presents to see how long I've spent making this level. Across all 3 copies, I've spent less than 12 hours making this level, so that just goes to show that you can make something substantial in no time at all. And I've had a blast, so thank you for watching this building series. I've really loved it. Hopefully you come to the stream on Sunday. I'll be there, obviously. Bada bing, bada boom. Thank you for watching this Jump Dash building video. Hope you've had a fantastic Christmas. I think I'm uploading this on Christmas Day. I'm pretty sure I am. Check the links in the description. Leave a like and subscribe, and have a good day.